Are we rolling? Oh, shoot. Okay. Introduction. Hello. Welcome to today's video. Another Behind the Beat. This one for Until It Ends. I believe Louder Than the Music magazine said the most creative song on the album. Thanks for saying that, I suppose. This is the one I'm most excited to do the Behind the Beat for because there's a lot in it, and really, this song is the turning point of the album. As far as the story arc of the album goes, all leads to the breakdown of this song. It's the hero's journey. You know, you travel, go somewhere, you become changed. And after you're a changed person, you know the circle with the thing, the hero's journey. I saw it in like Into the Spider-Verse review one time, and I think I probably studied it in school. This is the song where you're coming out of, oh, he's changed. And that moment happens in the middle of this song. So that's why this song it's the most important one on the track. And I'm excited to show you behind it. Let's go behind it, shall we? Should we do it? Let's go behind it. Yo! Welcome behind. I am excited about this one. Honestly, there's a little too much going on in this beat. Let's just be real. It's a little busy. That's my fault. I could not contain myself. I had too many things that I wanted to pull in. But there's a lot to get through, so let's jump in quick. It all started when my friend Colton came over to record some stuff in my parents' basement. And at the end of our recording session, I was like, yo, could I just get like some samples from you? You got a really cool guitar tone going on. Can you just strum some different chords? And so I just had a folder that was just like Colton chords. Finally, I busted them out. I chopped them so that you got rid of the strum at the beginning, and I put them in my MIDI keyboard. Boop. And then I could play through these different chords and find a progression that worked. So I came up with this. And it no longer sounds like a guitar, but it was. It was a strum, and I just got rid. It was cool. It was cool. After I wrote the progression, though, I realized that it was a dumb amount of times before it started over. It was like 2.5 measures, right? There's a 2-2 measure thrown in that throws everything off beat-wise, which was unfortunate, but, you know, this was too cool to pass up. And so I threw some real simple percussion over that, basically like this. That over it. Was kind of on my way. I was thinking this would be a chill song through and through, and this was early that I had this idea. Spring break, actually, of 2 years ago. That's wild. I had this idea. I was like, maybe, you know, I think I'm done, but maybe it could use a bass line. Mind you, it did this the whole way through. So I bring Dan in again. It's the same session. It's not like he came in like 100 different times. Same session. Plays this little bass line. That's really nice. We were recording it. We're in my parents' basement, which is really small. It's a really small space. So I'm at the computer running the session. He's a little bit behind me because there's not room to be right beside me. So he's a little bit behind, looking over my shoulder. And so we're kind of listening through. He's playing some things, and I keep going like, yeah, I like that. I like that. So we start recording, and I'm listening to him record, and all of a sudden I'm thinking, time out. How is he playing that? And I look back, and literally his fingers are like, so stretched. Like doing the splits. If your fingers could do the splits, his were doing the splits on the bass. It was making it sound so easy, but when I looked back, it was like so much going on. Whew. This is a really cool bass part. I had like verses and the chorus, and so he played this for maybe the chill verse part, but then for the chorus, he was like, maybe I could play a little something different. So he played this line. Boom. Ba-da-da-bum, ba-da-do-do-do. And it was still really chill. It sounded really nice. So we finished the session, he left. I took a look at the stuff that we got, and I heard that bass line, and my mind started racing. I knew this song was not done. This is how it went down. I heard that bass line, I was like, oh my gosh, if this song gets big and wild, that would be so cool. So I doubled the bass line, added some grit, so now we get this line. I thought maybe get some call and response. So the way we made that, first of all, we took the guitar and chopped it so that it would only respond. Then I made a couple different synths. Let's start from the bottom. First, a piano that is just giving me the like the attack. Okay, so all the low end has been rolled off. It's been compressed really heavily, but the attack was set really slow so the initial could cut through. You hear that? You hear that? On top of that, we add some synth that are gonna give it that, yeah, that wobble. And then last but not least, this little stab thing, which I don't even remember what this sounds like. It's been too long. Ooh. Just to add a little more movement. So the response sounds like this. Boom, ba, bi, yeah. The response. And then we have the bass, which is the call. Sorry, I forgot that. You understand what's going on. Came up with this vocal part. I did not beat myself. Actually, I had already written this part, but I made the tone of it fit better. Now that the whole mood of the beat had gotten a lot more aggressive. So we got 3 levels of the vocals. There's the normal vocal, which is wide, wide, wide. Down the middle, I put a second take of that vocal, but turned the shifted the formants down. So you get this. Fight not to beat my sin. And then there's above, running the headspace. There's this one. Fight not to beat my sin. You can't walk it. One of my favorite parts of it, Jesse Parker came back in and ripped. Oof. Before they're just call and response, what he's doing really ties the call and response together and makes them feel like one thing. Really ties it together. And at the end, I told him, dude, just cut loose. And he freaking... That was super fun. That's the big part right there. The hook of the song. Now this song is interesting in that if you watch the video on the... Oops, that's not good. If you watch the video on the... Somebody help me with the name. Never Try, Behind the Beat, which is right over here. I stuck right over here. If you watch that video, you will have known that as far as the story arc of the album, this song is the pivot point, particularly halfway through the song. Before it's kind of like, God, problems, I don't know if I could do this, I keep failing. This song is where we go from first verse, I don't deserve the love I be feeling not worthy. We hit this part, and it's like a battle cry. I'm fighting hard. And then we hit this middle bridge. Calm, tranquil, everybody calm down moment. Take a deep breath. Remember what's going on. Remember who's on your side. Remember who you are. And then we come out of that part singing the same words, but it feels different now because there's some more hope. So let me show you this breakdown though, because this is exciting. We keep this bass line running. Those are our anchor points, the bass and the guitar. they keep running throughout. What gets added is I had Amanda Parker come in with her cello. This section of the song, I knew I wanted something different to break up the monotony, but I did not know what. And I had a string part written, and to be honest, it was trash. It was not good. It was at the point in the project where every song was written, every song I was just kind of doing polishing on, but this song had a big freaking gap in the middle where I had no idea what to do with it. And I was like, well, maybe just get some cello in here, get another creative person in here. So I brought Amanda into the studio. We sat down and I was like, here's what I got. And we just started to brainstorm some ideas. And the first thing that we started was maybe if we just drone on an A. We just started some drones. Literally. And she played that one A through the whole thing. This whole section, which is like, let me see, how long is that? 1.5 minutes. So she played that for 1.5 minutes. And then I was like, all right, now play a octave up. And then I was like, all right, play another octave up. That one sneaks in there. So we've got this cool drone that just underlies the whole thing. Now, this section has to go somewhere. So it starts with the low A. We build higher, higher. Once we're run out of octaves, the way I decided to make it reach towards the big line, which is even when I miss love gonna win, was to gate it, to start to gate it. So check out how it changes as we get to the end. That's just a cello, and I faded in this crazy gated version of it, and I just cross-faded them. That's how we got to that. So there's that underlying drone. Another thing that happens, this little melody happens. She just layered a couple things on top of each other. And it's real subtle back there. I added a lot of grit to it. I bit crushed it. We then plucked phrases. Boom, boom. Like, and almost the more random, the better it was gonna be. And then I sprayed them down with reverb, printed that to the file, and reversed it. And then we got some crazy stuff like this. Yeah, and I messed with where to put them in the stereo image, so I'd layer some on top of each other and have them fade in left and right, and you get just... Okay. That stuff is wild. It gives me chills too. And then the last thing she did, I was like, what other weird noises can you make? And she did this thing where you like press lightly on the strings and do like a... It was a weird sound. And I was like, yeah, just do that for a while. And what I did with it, I added a noise gate to it and like synced it up. And so this part is what brings the whole build. It was a cello. There was a cello, yo. If we bring the whole build in, knowing that everything in this is cello except for these. Everything is cello besides this. We're back in. The whole mood of the album changes after that. That's the turning point of the song. So I was so happy with that recording session. It was, honestly, it was so much fun. So much just creative stuff going on. And exactly, literally, the exact thing that the track needed. And something that I would have never come up with by myself. So, thank you, Amanda. And that's basically, I mean, my favorite part of the track, maybe my favorite part of the album, is that we built that out of just one instrument. So cool. Let me make sure I got everything. That's that, said that, did that, there's that. That was cool. Yeah, boom. That's the track. That's how I made the track. The track got made like that. Hit the outro, dude. Alrighty, there it was. A lot of fun stuff. You know, the cello is probably the most versatile instrument of all time. Maybe not. But if you've got a computer, then you could do weird things to anything, so... Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing and liking and supporting. You guys are awesome. I just, you know, do I say that enough? I don't say that enough. the day one. You guys are awesome. Thank you for being a part of it. Thank you guys, and you have a good night, good day, good evening, whatever you want to have a good one. Bye-bye.